Hello and good evening, everyone. So here we are to start the second session of this Python Open series. Let us start. In this second session, we are going to learn data types, operators, and variables. We start with data types. What is a data type? Data type of a value refers to the type of value it is. Data type of a value can be checked by using type function. What does it mean? Data type of a value refers to the type of value it is. There are many data types in Python, but basically, fundamentally, there are 5 data types. First one is int. Any positive, negative, or zero number without decimal point is called an integer. For example, if we have numbers like -3, -2, -1, a number has a data type int. There's a data type float. Any number with a fraction with a decimal point is of float type. If I have a number -17.8, I will say that its data type is float. 803.9, its data type is float. 3.0 data type is float. Although 3.0 is same as 3. But when 3 is there without decimal point, we say that it is integer. If it is with decimal, then its data type is float. Then we have string, str. str stands for string. Any value enclosed within quotation marks. It may be within single quotation marks, like 12 within single quotation marks, or B32 within double quotation marks. Any value within a pair of quotation marks is of string type. Then we have bool. Bool stands for Boolean. You won't be using this value right now. After 2 or 3 sessions, we shall use it. But you should know that bool stands for Boolean. There are only 2 Boolean values, true and false. True with T capital, false with F capital. So these 2 are Boolean values. Then complex. So complex numbers are of the type A plus Bj. Now in mathematics, we write it as A plus Bi. Bi is the imaginary part and A is the real part. Similarly, if I have a number 2 plus 3j, it is a complex number where 2 is the real part and 3j is the imaginary part. So these are the data types, fundamental data types in Python. Just tell me what are the data types of these values. Amitos, what is the data type of 7, the first value?
Sir, int.
Anuvrat, 7 within quotation marks, second value. 9th value?
Yes. 9th value is a string.
String. Amitos, 10th value?
Boolean.
No, it is not Boolean. If you keep it within
string
marks, it becomes a string. Without quotation marks, it will be Boolean.
Okay.
Within quotation marks, anything is a string. For example, you see the second value 7. 7 is integer, but within quotation marks, it becomes a string. So these are the data types. First value is int, second is string, third is string, fourth is float, then complex, float, int, float, string, and true. String. So this was about data types. Now till this point, any doubt you can ask me.
The second value 7, it shouldn't be a character because it's in single inverted comma.
There is no character data type in Python. In Python, it is string only.
Okay.
Fine. So this was about the data types. Now we move to operators. Now what are operators? The symbols which represent some operations to be performed on given values and return a result. For example, plus, minus, multiply, divide, all these are called operators. In Python, there are a number of types of operators. Arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. So we shall cover all these operators as the time comes. Right now, we are covering only arithmetic operators. We saw all these operators in the previous session also. And I hope you remember all these operators. Let us have a little bit of practice with these operators. Evaluate all these expressions, okay? Okay, first one, have you evaluated?
Yes, sir. Answer is 21.
Answer is 21, 21.0. Now, let me tell you one thing. Whenever there is slash involved for true division, the answer will always be of float type. So answer is 21.0. Second,
Second one, 15 point.
57.0.
How is 57, sir?
First, it will do 12 plus 3. 12 plus 3 is 15 into 4 minus 6 by 2. Then it will do multiplication. 15 fours are 60. Then it will do division. 6 by 2 is 3.0. Then subtraction. 60 minus 3.0 is 57.0.
Now I understand. Third one is minus 6.
Third one is 9.9.
999.
Sir, fourth one is 49.5.
Yes, 49.5.
Can you explain, sir, fourth number?
It is 12 plus 3 raised power 4 minus 6 and this thing upon 2. 12 plus, first the bracket will be solved. 3 raised power 4 is 81 minus 6 upon 2. 81 minus 6 is 75. 75 by 2 is 37.5. So this becomes 49.5. Next value, fifth one.
Sir, will you explain fifth and sixth?
Has anyone found fifth? The answer is 24. Okay, see, I'm explaining here fourth one. Oh, sorry, fifth one. 12 into 3 remainder 4. What is 3 remainder 4? Whenever there's a bracket, there are parentheses in an expression. First of all, the parentheses are solved. So 3 remainder 4 will be solved first. 3 remainder 4 is 3. Floor division 2 plus 6. 12 3s are 36 divided by 2 plus 6. Because this is floor division, the answer will be 18, not 18.0. Plus 6. So that becomes 24.
Why not 18.0?
Because it is floor division. Floor division with integers always gives integer result. 36 is integer, 2 is integer, so floor division will give you integer.
Okay, clear now.
Okay, sixth one.
Sir, why was floor division not performed before multiplication?
Okay. I shall come to that point also in the next slide.
Sir, please explain sixth one.
Okay. Sixth one. First, 3 raised power 4 will be performed, not 12 remainder 3. So from
Okay,
here,
sir.
let me take you to the next slide. Then we shall come back to this. There is a concept of priority of operators, operator precedence. Operator precedence means when there are a number of operators in the same expression, which operator will be evaluated first. The top priority is given to raised to the power, exponentiation. Then multiplication, division, floor division, and remainder come at the same level, have the same priority. Then plus and minus. For example, if I have 3 into 4 raised power 2 minus 8. 3 into 4 raised power 2. So it will not do 3 raised power 4 first. First, 4 raised power 2 will be done because highest priority is given to raised to the power. So it will be 3 into 4 square, 16
16.
minus 8. 16 3s are 48. minus 8. This will be 40. It will not be 3 4s are 12 raised power 2. No. And when multiplication, division, floor division, and remainder, when they are there in an expression, all these have the same priority. So whichever comes first, that will be evaluated first. Because someone asked me in the previous slide, why not floor division first? Why multiplication first? Because multiplication and floor division have the same priority. Whichever comes first will be evaluated first. Any doubt?
No, sir. Clear now.
Okay. And then comes the associativity, because this associativity will also be required. Star star have the associativity right to left. Exponentiation is the operator which has the associativity right to left. All the other arithmetic operators have the associativity left to right. What does it mean? This is very, very important. It means that if I have a raised power b raised power c, what will be calculated first? A raised power b or b raised power c?
B raised to the power C.
B raised power c will be calculated first, and then it will be a raised power whatever is the answer of b raised power c. Then what is the meaning of left to right? Suppose we have a upon b upon c. In that case, b upon c will not be done first, because division has the associativity left to right. So this one, a upon b will be done first, and then whatever is the answer upon c. Not like this. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Operator precedence and operator associativity. One more thing you have to take care of. This is special case, minus a raised power b. Minus a raised power b does not mean that negative a raised power b. It actually means that negative of a raised power b. And a raised power minus b, it means that negative will remain with b. In this slide, if anyone has any problem, any doubt, any confusion, please ask. Now we go to the previous slide where you had to evaluate the expressions. Now check that all these things are clear. Seventh value is minus 16. Eighth value is 512. Should I go to ninth value or wait?
Sir, can you please show how to solve the 9th question?
Ninth one is 3 raised to power minus 2 raised to power 2. Because star star has the associativity right to left. So first what will be done is minus 2 raised to power 2. So this becomes 3 raised power minus 4. 3 raised power minus 4 means 1 upon 3 raised power 4. That is 1 upon 81. And I checked it on the calculator. Approximately it is equal to 0.0123, something like that. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
And 10th value is 5. Anyone having any doubt in this slide? No one has any doubt? Fine. Let us move next. Now we move to variables. What is a variable? This is a very, very important concept. Basically, all the concepts are very important. A variable is a name given to a memory location which stores a value. What does it mean? Let us see. Suppose I write something like this, a equal to 5. Then what happens is, suppose this is computer's memory. Now a equal to 5. When Python finds this statement a equal to 5, it checks a memory location in which the value 5 is stored. It is not stored. So it will store a value 5 in some memory location, and it will name that memory location as a. So next time whenever I refer to a, it will give me the value 5. B equal to 10. 10 is not stored anywhere. So in a memory location, it will store the value 10. It will name that memory location as B. bus equal to car equal to truck equal to 7. It means all these three variables. Variable is a name. Okay, bus, car, truck. These three names are given to the same memory location which stores the value 7. Value 7 will be stored somewhere, and bus, car, truck. All these variables will refer to the same memory location. Then in the next line, if I say bus, comma, car, comma, truck equal to 6, comma, 4, comma, 10. Now see the difference between these two statements, this one and this one. This first one says that bus equal to car equal to truck equal to 7. It means all these have the same value, 7. But in the next statement, on the left hand side of equal to, there are three values, bus, car, truck. On the right side also there are three values, 6, 4 and 10. It means value 6 is to be given to bus, 4 is to be given to car, and 10 has to be given to truck. So now what will happen is 6, value 6 is not stored anywhere. Value 6 is stored in a memory location, and the name bus is given to that memory location. But bus already refers to 7. So it will be removed from there. Now bus refers to 6. So now from here you should understand that a variable refers to exactly one value. Whenever you assign a new value to it, it removes the reference from the previous value. Car is given the value 4, and this is car. Truck is given the value 10. Now 10 is already stored there, so truck will be given the same memory location. Truck also refers to 10. Then physics marks equal to 16.7. P102 equal to bottle, it is string type value, so that value will also be stored, and it will be given the name P102. Is that clear?
So bus is equal to car is equal to truck is equal to 7 is not getting.
Bus equal to car equal to truck equal to 7. It means all these variables refer to the value 7. So 7 is stored at a memory location, and that memory location is given the name bus, car and truck. Now this has three names, bus, car, truck. If I say bus, it will mean 7. If I say car, it will also mean 7. Truck will also mean 7. Is that clear? Okay. Then next one, bus, comma, car, comma, truck equal to 6, comma, 4, comma, 10. Is that clear?
Yes.
Anyone having any doubt in this?
Sir, in number 4, why the bus? In the number 3rd, bus was 7. Bus in number 4, bus equal to 6. Why it becomes 6? Sir?
See, these are called variables. Variable means which can change. The value can change. Suppose I say a equal to 5. The value of a is 5. In the next statement, if I say a equal to 10, now a becomes 10. It is no more 5. The values can keep on changing. It is not fixed that in the first case, if I give bus equal to 7, it has to remain 7. No, it can change.
Now it's clear, sir.
Good. Now let us have an example with this. Suppose I type something like this. A equal to 15, B equal to 10, C equal to 1 plus B, and then I say print A, B, C. The output will be 15, 10, 11. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now suppose I type something like this. A equal to 5, B equal to 8, C equal to A plus B, B equal to A plus C. Print A, B, C. What will be the output? Can you tell me? Just think. What will the computer print? The output is 31, 18, 13. Any doubt to anyone in this?
Yes, sir. In
Then-
31, 18, 13.
Okay, fine. The first statement says A equal to 5. I am starting from this. A equal to 5. B equal to 8. C equal to A plus B. Now A and B are variables which have the values 5 and 8 respectively. So when I say C equal to A plus B, whenever there is equal to sign, it always calculates the right hand side value and stores that value in the left hand side variable. A plus B, what is the value of A plus B? 13. 13 will be stored in the variable C. Then next statement, B equal to A plus C. What is the value of A plus C? A plus C is 18. That will be stored in B. Now B no more refers to the value 8. It refers to 18. Then A equal to B plus C. B plus C is 31. So 31 will be stored in A. Now A no more refers to 5. It refers to 31. Print A, B, C. A is 31, B is 18, C is 13.
Okay, sir, got it.
Good. Now, it is not that we can use any name as a variable. I used A, B, C, bus, car, truck. Can a variable be any name? No, there are certain rules which have to be followed to form variable names. Otherwise, the variable name will be invalid. What are those rules? First one, a variable name can contain alphabets, digits, and underscore only. No other character is allowed in a variable name. In a variable name, you cannot use space, you cannot use dot, dollar, nothing. It can contain alphabets, capital or small. It can contain digits, 0 to 9. It can contain underscore also. No other character is allowed. Second rule, a variable name must start with an alphabet or underscore. It cannot start with a digit. Third rule is keywords cannot be used as variable names. Now what are keywords? Every language has a basic set of words which cannot be redefined. Those are called keywords of the language. So Python also has a set of words which cannot be redefined, which are the keywords of the language. What are those keywords? To know the keywords, what you can do is, you can type import keyword. You try this today. And then you type keyword.kwlist. It will give you a list of words. All these words. Basically, Python language is made up of these 35 words only. What are those words? False, F capital, none, N capital, true, T capital. Although these are given within quotation marks, but actually these are keywords without quotation marks. And, as, assert, these are 35 keywords. These cannot be used as variables. For example, I cannot say and equal to 5. That will be wrong. I cannot say finally equal to 23. Finally cannot be used as a variable name. These are 35 words which cannot be used as variable names. And in these 35 words, you see that false, none, and true. These are starting with capital alphabets. All others are totally small alphabets. So these are 3 rules. Let us see what are valid and what are invalid variable names. These are invalid variable names. And this is the reason. Total value, space is not allowed. 9 boxes, can't start with a digit. S dot I dot. Then 5th one, true is a keyword. 7th, dash is not allowed. Hyphen is not allowed. 9th, slash is not allowed. So we have seen data types. We have seen arithmetic operators. And we have seen the concept of variables also. Today's session is done. In the next session, we are going to cover working in script mode, compound assignment operators, and computational thinking. Fill in the feedback form. In the feedback form, you have to give your email address also. Then at that email, I will send you this assignment also.
Okay, sir.
You'll get the assignment in your email. Okay, bye for today. Remaining we shall see the next time.